Travel, beauty, fashion, entertainment, arts, fitness, celebrity interviews, and inspiring, engaging conversations with some of the best new and old music around. All this and more when you tune into On the Go with Tiffany Patton podcast. Now, here's your host, Tiffany Patton.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty in the beautiful heart of downtown Detroit and Foundation Studios here in the very beautiful Detroit Foundation Hotel. And I have just an amazing show, some amazing women that will be here live speaking to me on the eve or the cusp of an entire new year, 2018. I cannot believe that. This year totally went by really fast. I don't think I'm ready for 2018, but nonetheless, we have to get ready. So I have a full show. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things that you guys might want to know. It's winter and it's very cold here in Detroit. So it's like -3, 4, 5. Easily. Yeah, easily. And so with that being said, some people might want to get away. And there's a lot of different places. There's about 20 different key places right now that are the go-to places. And you may want to know where these places are so that you can get going. Because my birthday is coming up and I really want to pack up and go somewhere. So you definitely want to make sure that you have and know those areas, as well as fashion. We're coming up to New Year's Eve. And there's some colors and some things that you should and shouldn't wear. So we'll be talking about that. And what's so funny is that one of my guests, she is an actress, a model. She's absolutely gorgeous. If you've seen any of the promos on social media, you've seen her. She's also a writer for one of Detroit's hottest magazines, TBD Magazine, here in the city of Detroit. And she's actually wearing, because one of the things are the longer skirts. It's a due for the season. And so she's always, of course, fashionably chic. She is here. There's no other than NICOLE BOPP, and we'll be speaking with her and finding out what she has going on for New Year's Eve and going into the new year, and what she has up next and what we can aspire to see her at, because she is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I don't know if you guys, you'll probably see when you see a picture, why does she look so familiar? Okay, well, Detroit 187, she was a part of that, as well as many different commercials. She exercises, and yeah, maybe she can give me some tips, because I need to get on that bandwagon as of the 1st, because I've not been doing that and I need to. But she has so much more, so we'll be talking to her. And then we also have the ladies of the LOFT. It is one of the newest, chicest event venues here in the city of Detroit. And it is 4 ladies who have collaboratively come together to have this amazing space. And we'll be able to talk to them about this space, why you want to see this space, know this space, and know these women. So we have a Power Pack show today. And I always like to start off with the word of the day. And today's word of the day is to just continue to move forward. A lot of times it's the end of the year and we keep looking backwards at what we should have did, or maybe what we could have done differently. And we get into a reflective mode. But I think right now is a perfect time to just set your sights on the future and move forward. Continue moving forward. As long as you can move forward, you will never become stagnant, which means you'll never miss what is for you. A lot of times we become stagnated and where we are, or what we're doing, or our age, or a season, or period, or circumstance, and we miss out on a lot of different things that God has in store for us. So this is the point where I want you to just keep it moving forward. Keep looking to the hills. Keep looking straight ahead. Start writing out some of the things that you want to do in 2018. Forget what you didn't do in 2017. Start writing down what you want to do for 2018, and then start the steps to doing that, because it's just that simple. As long as we continue to keep moving forward and stop looking backwards, we can reach each and every destination that we desire. But we first have to do that. So that is the word of the day. And I have Mrs. NICOLE BOPP in the house. She is
a pleasure to be here. This is, what a great time right now. We're kind of sitting between Christmas and New Year's.
Yes.
So it's a chance to finally unwind. So I'm loving sitting here today. And it is cold but beautiful out. We still have a beautiful tree here in the studio with us. Which makes it feel really festive.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm truly excited about this evening and great things to talk about.
Yes, I'm telling you. When we first met, okay, you have an eye. You have an eye, and most people don't. Most people in media, they may have passion, they may have different ideas, but to have an eye along with it, I think is something very special, because that means that there's a certain vision that comes behind it, that you're able to tell a story in a fresh new way, and a lot of people don't have that. Would you say, I mean, have you always had that? Do you know, is it something that you just now discovered kind of later in life, like, okay, you know what? I don't see the world the way other people see it, so I'm going to just tell it this way.
You know, so I think I've always had an eye.
Okay.
I come from two artists' parents. My mother has a BFA from the University of Michigan. She's an artist, a painter and sculptor, but always been very creative. I was raised by creative people, and so I was always given that outlet. So when I wanted to wear my hair a mile high and a ton of makeup, my mom was like, go, you'll figure out later that that's not great. When I wanted to wear all black or dye my hair dark or dye it red or dye it platinum blonde. So I was always allowed to. Yeah. And so I think when you get the opportunity to explore that, it really opens your eyes. But I do think I've had an eye. I love the creative. I love storytelling. I've always loved words, as you'll discover. I mostly like words for talking. Yes. But fascinatingly enough, you can actually put them on paper and they have a lot of meaning as well. And that really came to me really recently. I had a lot of jobs throughout my career that involved storytelling. I was in marketing, I was in PR, I was in business development. So they all had an aspect of storytelling. And then when I finally backed away from the corporate world and came home to work, I realized that the storytelling was the part that I liked the most. And I didn't know how much I could fall in love with it. And this year, I was blessed with some wonderful clients and TBD Magazine, where I really get to tell stories about Detroit. Yeah. And I've lived here my whole life, but my eyes have been so open to these great communities and these neighborhoods and these amazing activists and these young entrepreneurs and old entrepreneurs who are starting over in kind of second stage careers. And it's been such a blessing. You know, it's easy to tell my own story, a story of my own fiction, but to get to walk alongside of someone is a huge gift. For them to share their experience with you, to just even for that moment to walk with them has been incredible. It's been incredible. But yeah, I've always had, my degree actually is in art history, so so I love the visual art. So that's probably what people see my writing most. It's I realize it's the written word. It's very visual. Because I want to paint a picture. I want people to read it and be able to, if they, one of the articles I did for TVD was about the Detroit Foundation Hotel. But even without the pictures, I wanted you to be able to see it. If there were no photographs, you didn't walk away from the story wondering, like, I want to go online. I want to see what this place looks like. I want you to know what it looks like without the photographs.
And you did such an amazing job with that. And I think that is an art form in and of itself, because once again, everybody does not have that. And most people that are avid readers, they love when the author or the writers can paint that picture so that they can visualize. Now, it can be the same story in 5 different people. They may see 20 different things, but it's still based upon how you delivered it. That someone can take you away for a moment. And that whether or not you see the castle as being dark or bright or whatever, but that you can see the stones and the stairs and the velvet cushions on a chair, that whether or not it all looks different to each person, the fact that that picture can be painted for you, that you're not left in the dark wondering what that moment or room looks like, is really... That's the special part to me. Everyone writes differently. I love really visual writing. I don't want to have to guess. I want to know what that moment looks like or what that experience felt like. Well, you do an amazing job. And not only do you do an amazing job with descriptively writing and this amazing magazine, but you also are just the world's most amazing, most photogenic person I know. I mean, and okay, so you guys, you have to follow her on social media, because a lot of times And she's giving me some ideas, even though with her Instagram, like I love, it does tell a story, and it can be, it's just her eye. But each one of us, we have our own eye. We just haven't discovered it.
Absolutely.
And so to see the world through your eyes, no matter what it is, it's so fun. And I kind of look forward to the next one. And it's just like, oh God, that's just like, because like the one, it was just feet in a tub. And I was like, I really need to go to the spa. Like I really, I saw myself. I said, I gotta go.
I love it. And it's my Instagram. And you can find me, it's Midlife Model on Instagram. And it is a great opportunity. I love photography. And it's really curated. So it is. I curated that it has a very specific feel to it. If you looked at my Instagram page, you'd be aware that I have a very big white dog. I love great shoes. I love to cook. But those are the things that kind of visually, because to me, Instagram is meant to be a really visual storytelling opportunity.
Yes.
So I love the visual aspect of it. So I really like to take advantage of that. And that's kind of what makes, to me, Instagram a lot of fun. When I can find that beauty. And the people that I follow tend to be just really beautiful photographers. It could be, I follow someone who photographs their Welsh Corgi. But they're great pictures of the Welsh Corgi.
Yes.
Some of them are just great travelers. So that I love the visual beauty. Some of them are amazing fitness people, but just the beautiful pictures of their bodies in motion. And it's a lot of fun to watch. A lot of them are cooking. I
love the cooking ones.
Right? Just makes me hungry. Very hungry flipping through those. But it's a lot of fun. The modeling, I have to tell you, I started at 45, so I'm 46. I had never modeled before in my life.
And she doesn't look a day over like 30, okay? I don't even understand this right now.
And I appreciate that. But it was really a leap of faith. It was a photographer that I knew who came to me. He's like, you could really model. I'm like, and you're so polite. I'm like, sure, 20 years ago, 20 pounds less ago, maybe. Nope. And he was like, no, I think, there's a lot. I don't think people realize how big the advertising industry is in Detroit. Not only do we have the big three, but think about all the ads you see for the casinos, for all of our great cultural institutions. All this stuff is filmed here locally. And there's a ton of work out there. And so he's like, you should just give it a try. And he had said it a couple of different times at a couple of different events that I had seen him at. And I'm like, all right already.
Right.
And you know what? And sometimes someone else's confidence is a great, like, I didn't have the confidence to just go out on my own and do it. But he, and this is what he does for a living, had the faith that he wasn't wrong. Right. And he's been doing this his entire life. He wasn't wrong. And so we shot a portfolio of pictures. He hooked me up with a couple of agencies. And sure enough, it's fun. I wouldn't retire on the income I make from it. But it's a lot of fun to get to do it. Some of it has been TV. So I did do Detroit 187 when it was filming here in Detroit years ago. The Detroiters, which has been it's in its second season. So I shot last season. I shot this season. Okay. Lots of local ads for great companies throughout Detroit. So it's fun. It does pay, and that's great. It was a great confidence booster, though. Because I frequently will walk on set, and I am 10 or 15 years older than everybody else. And you know what? I'm like, well, they picked me. I'm standing here, too. And that's been... If I had been 20, I don't think I could do it. I think it would have torn me down every time I didn't get picked, every time everyone was thinner, every time... Because I'm not petite. I'm a size 8 or 10. I'm a big girl. I'm very curvy.
She's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what she's talking about.
But I'm way outside the parameters, though, for standard models. But I still get picked. And I think if I were in my 20s, I'd be focusing on every time I got rejected. Every time and the thing is, in my 40s, I can say now, the reality is I am set dressing. When I walk on the set for whatever it is, I am set dressing. And the reality is if they're picking between two sofas and they're like, we're not going to use the blue sofa. The blue sofa is not sulking in the corner of the room. And the reality is I'm not any different than the blue sofa. So I don't take it personally. I enjoy the jobs that I do get, and it's a lot of fun. And the reality is you can start anything at any time. And I think it's a really big lesson. And I did. And I kept saying no for years to him. I'm like, this is ridiculous. You're being silly. It's so nice of you, but you're being silly. Right. And he was right.
Wow. And, and I was just going to ask you, what would be advice that you would give I want to say people who may be, I don't even want to say older, because I know people who are my daughter's age. Okay. I've overheard and heard conversations to where I know and I see what's the potential in them.
Yeah.
But they've already counted themselves out based upon however they perceive themselves. Right. But what type of advice would you give someone who has a passion or has had a passion to do whatever? I don't care, at whatever age, especially on the cusp of a new year.
Right. So, which is interesting because the writing really took off this year as well. So really both really new things at the level that they are at in 2017. And both started right around March of this year. So I picked up the modeling starting in February, and I picked up the heavy writing in March. You know, that nothing's lost in trying, right? Yeah. Because, you know, if I put it out there and it didn't work, well, it's not like I'm behind. If I done nothing, I got nothing.
Exactly.
If I do something and get nothing, okay, well, I'm no worse the wear. But what happens if I got something?
Exactly.
You know, and so it's always worth putting yourself out there. But the one thing is you have to step off the edge. You can't do that. Well, I'm just going to try it out because people read that. Yeah. So like when I want to try the modeling, got everything done. I put it out there. I was very professional about it. I showed up. I was like, well, I want to try it. If it doesn't work out, you know what? You got to own it. Like when I went into the agencies, I'm like, yes, I'm really excited about this, and I'm available, and I can do it, and I understand about being on time and ready to go, and take it very seriously, and see where it goes. You know,
good advice.
But you got to step. Everyone has to step off the edge. That's the biggest thing. Is there can't be that kind of walking around, or I'm going to try it, or I'm going to, because people will sense it, and you don't feel like you're serious about whatever that new thing is. So you have to step in, and you have to embrace it. Yeah. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, I got turned down from a lot of jobs. Every writing job I wanted, I didn't get. But I got enough of them that I'm like, well, this is it. There's a momentum, and you just got to keep chasing the momentum, and then you'll see either it'll start petering out or it'll start picking up. Yes. And then you can really decide. But you got to step off the edge.
Gotta jump. Gotta jump. Yeah. Great advice. Great advice.
Yeah. And you can jump little. I mean, it doesn't have to be like this, like.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not off a cliff.
That's good.
It may just be like jumping off the front porch. But, you know, to try something small. Like, you don't have to, like, suddenly commit to a marathon. Like, try the 5K. Right. You know? You know,
right. Don't jump too big.
I didn't move off to L.A. to see if I could start my acting career. Like, let's see if I can get something going here, and if I can, then let's try Chicago after that, and then after that, Atlanta's kind of the next step, and then from there we can talk about New York and L.A.
Exactly.
The reality is I'm 46, and I do have kids at home, and if I kept it in Detroit and maybe went to Chicago every once in a while, because there's a lot of stuff being filmed in Chicago right now, in case you haven't noticed, like, every drama that's prime time is Chicago this, Chicago that. Yes. So, you know, maybe I would enter that market, but the reality is I'm totally fine here in Detroit, and you can start that small. You know, you don't have to all of a sudden, like, pack up all your things and be like, that's it, going to New York.
That's very good.
You know, like, set yourself up for success.
Yes, not for failure. No, we don't want to do that. And not that you'll fail, but it's just sometimes we do take...
It's a much harder road. It's okay to start small.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. And I think sometimes we bite off more than we can chew, I think is what my grandmother used to say.
Yeah, I think women are really susceptible to that because we're yes people. Right?
Yeah.
And it's okay to say, and that's the thing, sometimes jobs come up that I actually say no to.
Wow, yeah.
Either it's just economically doesn't make sense for me, or I'm trying to squeeze too many things into a day or a week or whatever, and I know that then I'm either not going to be at my best.
Yes.
Or I'm going to regret the decision, or it's going to cause something else to falter. And so, and that's okay too. You don't have to be a yes person just because you stepped into something.
Very good advice. Very good advice. See, I'm telling you, not only is she just like, she's beauty and brains, okay? She knows exactly what to do and what not to do. And I mean, you get that, and that's not an age thing either. That's just if you're willing to read or see the signs and take them in.
I think it's an experience thing. And you can be very experienced at 26.
Yes,
you could have exactly zero experience at 56.
That is true.
And I think it's just the more you try.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't see failure as a bad thing. Because that's where the lessons are, really, in the, you know, well, what part of that failed? Am I just not good at it? Was it not the right opportunity? You know, like failure at golf was I'm not good at golf. It's not the right sport for me. But I love downhill skiing, which I picked up at 44.
What?
You know?
Wow.
Yeah. And so it's not that I'm bad at sports.
Right,
I just
right,
was bad at golf. And so I let's not write them all off.
And and I think so many times we as women, especially if you are a person who aspires to do well or succeed,
right,
be successful, you tend to see, because honestly, and I have to be very transparent, it's just been here in the last, I don't know, a few months to maybe possibly a year that I've allowed it to be okay to fail, because I'm extremely, I didn't understand when I was growing up. My grandmother, my mother would always say, honey, you're harder on yourself than anybody ever could be. Right. And I didn't understand it younger. I'm like, what? But now, and of course, as I got older, I understood it. But now I really understand it. You have to allow yourself room for error. One thing I can say is that I've never been a person who did not take the risk. Right. And that's a good thing. Right. Because before I was always too scared. I was like, no, what if I make a mistake? What if I fail? What if I mess up? What if I... Yeah. And I would do all of the what ifs, and the opportunity just go passing by. And I'm like... And then after it passed by, I'm like, man, I really wish I had did that just to see.
Yeah. See, I have a really impulsive streak. And so I'm actually thankful for that, because people always say, oh, I regretted my first husband, I regretted that job, I regretted what, and I'm like, and I have that. I do have a first husband and a current husband, and I don't, as awful as some of those experiences were, I don't regret them because I take away from it, because to regret them is to kind of write them off, in their entirety, and I learned something from all of those things that weren't probably the best choices. You walk away with something, even if it's a scar.
Right, yeah.
You walked away with something, and to me, those are really valuable lessons. Yeah. And when I look back at some of those, I'm like, there are also really great lessons on what I can handle. I'm like, well, I survived that. This cannot be as bad as whatever that is. And it's a reminder to keep going.
Yes.
Like, instead of backing away.
Yeah.
It's just keep jumping.
Keep trucking. You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty, here in the beautiful Foundation Studios in the beautiful Foundation Hotel, Detroit Foundation Hotel, in the heart of downtown Detroit. It is probably soon to be negative something. And but it's okay, because it is winter. To everything there is a season. And I have much, much more to talk to Nicole about. We're going to sit here and have some girl talk. The ladies of the LOFT will be here as well. And so we're just going to have great conversation and different ideas and things that you may need to know, or to kind of spark you and push you into the new year in a positive manner. You're listening to On the Go. We'll be right back.
Sometimes I don't like you. You always got a problem with anything that I do. I don't always understand everything about you, but I know I just can't live without you. So yeah, I do, I do, I do, 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 yeah, I do, hey. Sometimes I think you might be a little crazy, but it's fine, cause I'm still gonna treat you like a lady, yeah. Now I can't stand it when, girl, you be tripping and you know it, yeah. But I know you just can't control it, no. So I ain't going nowhere, even though sometimes I don't like you, yeah. Always got a problem, anything that I do, yeah. I don't always understand everything about you, no, but I know I just can't live without you, no. So yeah, I do, I do, I do, much I do or say or show you. No, cause you'll still question if it's really real what I'm feeling for you. I know that people say things ain't always what it seems. I promise this is not a dream. I'm really here with you and you're here with me. Sometimes I don't like you. Sometimes, almost like always. Yeah, I don't always understand. No, I just can't live without you. No, so yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Hey, sorry, I promise I do. Yeah. So yeah, I do. Yeah, even when you know, I know you're dead wrong. Ain't before too long. You ain't got to apologize. It's alright. Yeah. Or sometimes, yeah, always gotta. Anything that I do, I don't always understand. Ooh, but I just can't live without you, Lord. So I do. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I do.
You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. So trust God today, okay? That is the word of the day.
And I'm honored to have a phenomenal woman with us here to celebrate. She is a singer, a dancer, actress, composer, poet, educator, writer, civil rights activist, and the list can go on and on. She needs no introduction. She is affectionately known as the global Renaissance woman, Dr. Maya Angelou. Good afternoon, Dr. Angelou. It is an honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Patton. Miss Patton. It's a pleasure to sit here and wonder what on earth are you going to ask me. I'm really looking forward to finding out what I think.
I'm on the go with the very beautiful Kathy Hughes.
Unfortunately, a lot of women don't open the door for other women, which is so bad. Radio has instant gratification. You can help people with the sound of your voice immediately, and to be able to connect people. So don't ever look back. Don't ever doubt yourself, and just know that when the time is right, the good Lord will send the blessing.
And we're back. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty, right here in the beautiful Foundation Studios. And I'm here with the very lovely, the very beautiful NICOLE BOPP. She is she's a model, she's an actress, but she is also a wonderful writer for one of many writers, but she is just one of the most visually descriptive, I would say, writers of the TBD magazine, and I have her here live in the studio, and I'm so excited. We were right before the break. We were talking about things that you need to do just to live the life that you want to live, and not be afraid, to be unapologetically bold about what it is that you want to do. And Nicole's given us some really great tips on how to do it. And it doesn't matter what age you are, because, she keeps telling me that she's just one age, and I'm clearly going to make sure that I get card her before we leave here today, because I don't really believe it, but it's okay. When she started giving me kids' ages, I'm like, okay, so you started all of this at 1. Like, okay, good.
I wish. It's getting harder to keep up with them, but and it's scary to. My oldest is 21, and so he'll be graduating from college this spring. So I can't believe I have a fully formed human.
Yes.
That will, out of the nest and on his own, and it's amazing. It does not feel like 21 years have passed to get to this moment. So that's exciting. My other one's 15. So, I really am 46. I feel every one of those years some days. Certainly physically, if not emotionally.
Yeah. And so, going into the new year, there are a lot of different things. And this, before I even get into the travel part, I want to know, are you like a resolution type person? That, like, you sit down like, okay, you know what? Let me get my New Year's Eve resolutions together.
I'm not really about resolutions, about checking the box. But I do, my husband and I will sit down kind of in the days leading up and kind of talk about, in a really big picture way, kind of that 30,000-foot view. Like, where do we see 2018 going? And actually, I read this really interesting article this woman was talking about trying to find a passion, and sometimes we don't know. But it's about getting, like, in a rowboat and kind of getting to a lighthouse. So initially you get into the boat and you start paddling, and all you can kind of see is that faint light in the distance, right? And you need to row towards it. And it's really not until you start getting closer and closer that you really realize that that's the thing that you're headed for. And so we kind of, in January, kind of sit back and say, are there big vacations? Are there health issues that we want to resolve? Are there savings things we want to do? How do we want to see our careers change? Things for our family, and kind of look at it in a big picture way. Because it's really hard in January to say, I need to resolve to take care of this, that, and the other thing. Sure, yes, I could absolutely be like, yes, I need to lose 20 pounds. And those are nice, solid things, but I really like to start with, well, let's get healthy. Let's kind of in January start, what is that going to look like? Well, how are we going to start that? Are we clearing everything out of the house? Are we hiring a personal trainer? Are we going to sit down with a nutritionist? Are we going to start working out more? And watching it kind of grow over the months. Because I think if you just look at if you just like put this like elephant on the table and like, this is the thing I need to conquer this year. It's an elephant on your table. And it's really,
that's good.
And you can say, well, you just eat an elephant the way you eat anything else, one spoonful at a time, but it just it feels overwhelming, and it's really easy to walk away and go, that's just too much.
I'm okay with that.
So I think we kind of take that 30,000-foot view and kind of sit back and look, and then kind of drill down over the months. Are we headed in the right direction? Do we need to change course? Was that even something reasonable that we could handle? Has a career changed? So maybe that big trip to Paris is not happening this year, because things happen. And let's kind of redirect. So maybe it's a week at the beach. Maybe it's and work through the whole year at it rather than
That's good.
Standing in January with like these big lofty things, it can be awfully scary.
Yes.
And if you have 20 pounds to lose, let's just start with like 3. Let's start with 5.
Yeah, let's start with that.
Exercising 3 days a week.
Let's just start with moving and not having the heavy huffy and puffy and puffy afterwards.
Really, no matter whether the goal is to get rid of $50,000 of the debt or 20 pounds, it's easier to just start with small steps. And really, all I can do is row. One row at a time, and all I can see is those few feet ahead of me. So
that's really good. Really good.
So I think we try to kind of tackle it that way.
I think we all need to adopt Nicole's way and her family, how they see things for the new year. I love that. Look at the huge overall picture versus these little bitty goals. And then we make so many of them. And then they seem, after we write them, I mean, we do it with so much passion, like, okay.
Right.
And then we write them all down, and then we look at them, and we have this big, long list, and then we get defeated, like, oh, how am I going to do this?
Yeah, right.
And that's not a good thing. I think it does make more sense to look at it as a whole.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we get through, like, the middle of the year, and I think we quit sometimes because maybe that thing wasn't so meaningful.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah,
and so
that's
it's a
good.
time then you can kind of reassess.
That's good. Yeah, because so then instead of saying... Yeah, I was trying to get really, really strategic and very detailed with my losing the weight thing, or working out more so. But I think I'm just going to say overall in 2018, I'm going to start working out consistently. I have to have a consistent pattern because I'm not getting any younger, unfortunately. And so I want to stay feeling, not just looking great. A lot of times we focus on the look, but it's feeling great and making sure that you are healthy. I know people have seen on social media, I've had a few health issues, and a lot of that too still is how we take care of our body. And sometimes, I'm on the go, yes. However, you have to be on the go in a smart manner.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times that's kind of taking some time out to reassess yourself and getting the proper rest.
Yeah, self-care is really important. And I have become... I feel less selfish about it now than I did when I was younger. So, yeah, I'm going to take the bubble baths, and I am going to slather on the fancy face cream, and I'm going to make sure I work out and not see that as taking time away from others or my work, or because I'm not doing any of that if I am not healthy and fit enough to take care of myself or others. So, carving time out for those and saying that those aren't selfish things and those aren't treats and those aren't, gifts. Those are part of a healthy lifestyle.
And that's so funny because I always, that's how I would see things. I would see them as, but Tiffany, you're really kind of being selfish because, this person has asked you to do this or you need to go over here, and I would put myself last. And now I think the biggest thing that, the most important thing for 2018, besides working out and making sure I do it consistently, but it falls up under the bigger umbrella of self-love. I have to make that my focus, and I don't know where we get it. I don't know. I was talking to another friend of mine, and I don't know if it's something she was trying to say. It was something we learned in the church. I don't know if that's true or not, because then I don't know if it's a African American thing, but I don't think so because you just said it, and I think it's a woman thing more so because guys tend to really know how to prioritize. They compartmentalize things extremely well.
Yes.
And they can put
Which
this
is funny,
here.
I had
and
that conversation with my husband about, I'm like, you've now put whatever it is in a box and you put it on the shelf.
Yes.
Yeah, and we carry around all of it.
All of it. Yeah. All the time.
Like a damn handbag.
Yes.
An oversized hand, and it's full.
Yes. All the time. And then we just lug this thing, around through life. And I don't understand why we do that. But...
Because I'll think, on a Sunday, I'll be so mad at my husband. I'm like, you have spent all day on your iPad and watching football and taking a nap. And I'm thinking... Why am I so... I could be doing those things. Now, 2 out of those 3 I would not choose.
Exactly.
But I would absolutely choose the nap.
Exactly.
But why aren't I having coffee with a girlfriend? And why am I actually mad at him? Because they are so much better about... I'm like... Because he's like, I don't feel like walking the dog. I just want to take a break for myself. And I'm like... Now,
what if I did that?
And he'd probably be like, that's fine. I don't... It's me that's telling. It's not anyone else that's telling me
exactly
to do that. I used to, that naps were indulgences, and naps are necessities.
Yes. Oh my God, they're so
restorative.
It is so funny because I thought, in my smart self, I thought that when you were younger, there are certain things that you would leave behind, and I was so in a rush to be older because older meant that I had the power to do what I wanted when I wanted. And that's weird because you get older and then you really, either you tell yourself this, somebody has trained you to know this, you've picked it up somewhere, but you really don't do what you want when you want to do it. Yep. You do what everybody else needs you to do. And then you find yourself wanting to do all the little things that you could do when you were younger and then think, why did I want to be old again?
Right. Right.
Okay. I think it's at cost. What did my grandmother say? When you get older, you'll be able to pay the cost to be the boss. But until then, and I'm like, yeah, but the cost is so high.
Right.
It is so expensive. And I don't think that we realize that. But things like naps. I never wanted a nap when I was younger. I felt like I was going to miss something.
Right.
And then when I got older, I still felt like, if I go to sleep now, what if something happens? Or if I go to sleep now, what if I sleep too hard and my phone rings and I miss this? It's okay.
Yeah.
it's going to be okay. It's going to be there. And if it's really for you, it's still going to be there. But if it's not, oh, well.
Right.
Like, I really had to talk to myself like this. And I last several months more so. And I said, you know what? I think I'm evolving. There's evolution is happening and transition is happening at me at the same time. So it feels like some type of collision.
And I think that's great. As we get older, I think we frequently stop evolving. So when you can allow it to happen, and that's how I think things continue on in your 40s, how you grow and change, is evolution. And I think people think evolution's like once you've kind of started your career path that's it. I'm like, I think that there's an opportunity to evolve as long as you're breathing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because I think when you stop, that's when everything else stops.
Yeah.
And
I think growth stops. I think relationships stop.
Yeah.
I think...
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you may be living, but you don't have a life.
Yes. And that's I just told somebody, I said, you know what? I'm tired of existing. I mean, and being on the go and doing things, that's great, but you can still be doing all of that stuff and still just existing and not truly living. Right. Because you're not truly appreciating or living in the moment or
being
truly
present
only
is so hard and it's so important.
Oh,
I was my phone actually broke last night. It had a massive seizure on my bedside table and like completely died. It was. I don't know. Literally, like the fact that like smoke didn't come out of it, I'm shocked. It just so I've really spent the entire day completely disconnected, and I have no landline at my house. So
yeah, me neither.
I completely depend on my phone, which I have not had. It's amazing how present I can be when it is not with me. Yeah. I've gotten on my laptop a few times to check social media, to check my email for work, but without the 1,000 other apps at my disposal and, texting and this and that, it's amazing how much more present I can be, with this unintended break.
Man, right.
Until Verizon ships me a new one that arrives at some point tomorrow. Yeah. And the reality is the world has not come to an end.
No.
It
has not.
It has not. And my son is doing just fine. My husband is doing just fine. And everyone will survive without getting a hold of me for a day.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to be just fine. But
As my phone.
It's been a great lesson in being present.
Yeah. Yeah. And that I believe is. That is one of the things that I think it's always been kind of hard for me to do because with social media, I don't know when I learned how to be 20 million places at one time. Because before social media, I mean, I grew up in the age where, we had pagers. There was no cell phones. There was no, I'd have to go. There were still payphones when I was growing up. I'm dating myself. When I was growing up, so there was none of that extra stuff to be able to be connected to someone at every given moment.
At a whim.
Yeah.
Like, if you weren't home...
yes, you're just not home.
If you weren't home,
Leave
there
a
was
message.
no way to get a hold of you by phone.
Exactly. No, not a one. And you didn't spaz out. You just left a voicemail and then waited for the return phone call. You did not...
Right.
say, okay, well, I haven't reached her on her cell, so now I'm going to text you. Okay, you didn't answer your text, so now I'm going to DM you on Instagram. Okay, you haven't answered that, so now I'm going to message you on Facebook.
Right.
And I'm like, seriously? Is this what we've become? I think we've all
become stalkers.
Yes, I think we have all become human stalkers. And it's
right, and then someone won't call you back, but you're like, but I see that you're posting on Facebook, exactly. So clearly you have your phone and you haven't called me back. We have all become stalkers.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Stalkers who are totally not present in any moment anymore. And
no, and that's the worst. Like, I was at dinner at a restaurant, and I watched everyone that was there, and it was more younger couples, and then it was these two older couples. And the thing that I found of course I wasn't present with the person I was out to dinner with because I was too busy looking at the older couple.
Right.
Because they were truly engaged. They were talking. They had hand-to-hand gesture. Aww. And I thought it was so cute. And as I looked and scanned at the rest of the restaurant, people were out to dinner. Mm-hmm.
In groups.
But
not.
And even in couples. But they were on their phone. One even had the nerve to have a tablet, like a lap. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, And I saw movement of mouths, but like one wasn't even really looking. And I'm thinking to myself, this is just sad. Like, what have we become? And I literally, when I say it was only 2 couples, 2 tables that were not doing that exactly, just 2.
Right.
Loaded place. Nice, lovely restaurant. Just 2.
Right. And I think that's part of self-care, sometimes just putting this stuff away to just do one thing.
Yes. When do we become these people? Like, I don't...
Because I'll soak in that bubble bath, and I will be on my phone. I'm like, Nicole, I now leave it in the bedroom. I'm like, that is not relaxing. I got into this bath to relax.
Yes.
And I brought my work with me.
Yes.
This is horrible.
It is.
So and I got all excited. I'm like, look, the iPhone won't, you can drop it in water now, and it's safe. And I'm like, this is not a benefit.
And this is bad, because they've gotten us there. Because that's how they get us. So it's like, okay... Now, don't worry about dropping it. Just drop it and keep it going.
You're fine, right. And I need to be present. I don't take it into the school when I'm doing things with my son.
Yeah.
I don't, I'm like... There are times I'm equally as bad. I'll be standing in the kitchen making dinner. My husband will come in the door, and I'm still like, yeah, I'm totally, listening to that day. I am totally listening to your day. Oh, look at that.
And we don't. We just
and I'm
don't.
not. And we're trying.
Yes. We're trying to reprogram ourselves.
That may be one of those 30,000-foot view things is
I've
being
got
a
to
little
do
bit more
that.
present.
I've got to do that. I've got to do that. I've got to do that. I know that for the new year, I have to kind of go back to the basics, if that makes sense, because I've gotten so far away from the basics that I don't know when and it feels as if it's almost a loss of self. Like I lost myself somewhere along the lines, being so wrapped up into vision or purpose or people or, and it's weird because I don't know where I lost myself. Like, I don't know how far back I need to take this. Like, it's just kind of like, I just figured out I need to just stop. And now I'm going to look back and I say, okay, now I'm still walking. I'm still walking.
You
I'm looking
pick
for
up
you.
with the word of the day and just move forward.
For it, yes. Yeah. Have to. You have to. Because now the basic things is, make the first things first. And you are, as a person, we are first. And we normally make ourselves last.
Right.
And everybody else comes before that.
Right.
Be it, people, husbands, significant others, children, jobs, career choices, career goals, aspirations. Everything else comes first. And then, now maybe you.
For ourselves.
Yeah. And that's really not what life should be. I am joined now. I'm one of the 4 of the fabulous women of the D-Loft. And if you don't know what the D-Loft is, now the D-Loft is like one of the newest elite social spaces located in Hamtramck.
That is correct.
Okay. So I have now, I'm going to just go down the line because I think I know who I'm looking at. But there's 4 women. It's Brandy Shelton, Coralie Hawkins, who just won the Best in Black for event planning.
Yes, she did.
Tamara, am I saying it right?
Tamara Gaines.
Tamara Gaines. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Did she get married?
No, Monet is my middle name.
Oh, okay.
Go by on social media.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. And then Coffee Tea, which is very interesting because it's a conflict of interest. Coffee and tea, but it's good. But I thought her name was cute and original.
Yeah.
I am joined here by Tamara, and you guys have a new interesting venue that is like one of the hottest, newest places to be. Because and this is no exaggeration, I literally hear the D-Loft at least in a week's time, at least 5 times.
Oh, wow.
And this is just from people, either social media or I'm talking, and it's like, oh, yeah, well, we're going to have something. We're going to do it at the D-Loft. Have you heard of the D-Loft? And they're like, wow, everybody knows this place.
Wow.
That is an amazing space to be in. As I said, I'm joined by Tamara. Me and Nicole now. Nicole, and I'm just going to do introductions for those who are listening. Nicole, if you're just tuning in, Nicole BOPP, she is one of the writers of TBD magazine here in Detroit. And so she visually puts into words so many different wonderful places, venues, events and things that are going on in and around the city of Detroit. And she does it so effortlessly, on top of being just a model and gorgeous in her own right, and an actress. So she does a lot. On top of being a manager of home, because, you have the kids and the husband. She does it all well. But Tamara has, I really want to know about this, how 4 women came together, because what I read was you kind of guys did this in 48 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so tell us about that.
So we actually had about 24 hours to make the decision.
Oh my goodness.
And then another 24 hours to act on that decision.
Wow.
So Brandy Shelton, which of course is one of the partners,
yes,
she brought us all together. She was contacted about the space, and she wanted to go into it as a partnership. We didn't know what we were going to do with the space. I received a phone call, and I was like, I guess, okay, we're going to meet with somebody. I'm down for meeting with someone. So we met with the landlord, of course, and it was like, yeah, this isn't a meeting. You're here to sign paperwork. Oh, okay. So can we see this space? So, of course, we did our walkthrough. To me, it was almost, no-brainer. I had zero ill feelings about the decision. And I always say that when you feel that way about something, when you don't, of course you have to kind of mull it over, think about it, make the decision. But when you go into something and you have all positive, just feeling peace about it, then you do it, So we all made the decision to go into this as a partnership. 48 hours later, we had this big loft space, and we're like, so what are we going to do with this space?
Wow. Wow.
Yes, we literally had 48 hours to view the space, make the decision as far as signing, leave any type of money, and we were the owners of the D-Loft.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it has been a pleasure. I can definitely say from the very first event, which was our grand opening, we had 500 people registered to come to the event, and throughout the day we probably had about 250 people come in and out. Family and friends, of course, but just people around the community that wanted to see what this D-Loft was all about.
Right.
So since the very first day that we had our grand opening, our doors have been revolving, and I say that in a good way. Yeah. Because people want to come see the space, and we have really not to say that we accept all different types of events. Yes. But most of our events have been surrounded by things that you are celebrating, such as engagements and baby showers and, anniversaries and parties and just things like that. So I think that the presentation, of course, gives people something different. Yes. But then when they hear it from other people about their experience and the space, then other people want to kind of share those moments. Kind of intimate moments, because it's not very big. Seated, we can hold up to about 75 people. And then if you have like a standing strolling event, we can hold up to 120. So it's not a very large venue, but it's enough to have an intimate setting and, the people that you really want to be in your personal space, if you will. So it has been a pleasure working with the ladies and just, owning the space.
Okay, so my question to you is, because the space is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you have a full kitchen. It has the upstairs, downstairs, hardwood floors. I mean, and I don't know if it was just the great lighting of the photographer or if that lighting is truly like that, but the lighting is sick. Like, I love light, and the lighting in that place is absolutely amazing. I've seen pictures of, like you said, I've seen the baby showers. I've seen the corporate events, which were really nice. I saw the Winter Wonderland, which was absolutely gorgeous. That whole space was turned into, it looked like the North Pole or something, and it was gorgeous. Like, no, I'm serious. Like, okay, how can I say this? There are some people who do things, and it's okay. But then there's other people who do things, and it's... I like to do everything. To me, there's a certain class, a certain level of, and it was absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
And I'm not sure if that was because of who did that. If that was Coralie.
That is Coralie.
I was thinking so. But the place, weirdly enough, there's a warmth even in the Winter Wonderland that I saw, there's a warmness that even comes across through in the pictures.
From the pictures. Yeah. Well, even with, like you said, the lighting, we try to have it as an open canvas when people come in to view it. Of course, that's not always, feasible because we have events all the time. But when you walk in, you do have this big open space with all of this lighting because we want people to be able to imagine, what do you want your event to look like?
That makes sense.
How are you going to transform this, or, have your event planner transform it, which Cora does many of the events that the clients come in and, they just don't know what to do with the space. So she does many of the events. But for the most part, the space that we received is exactly the way that it came. Okay. We had, of course, we made some upgrades. We added, some restroom storage, some things. But just to make it more functional for the number of people that, the capacity that we want to have. But the space was just gorgeous in itself. So we didn't have to make any tweaks in those areas at all.
That's good.
Yeah. Like, we did some painting, a little bit of painting, but just to kind of make it, again, feel a little warm. But everything about it is almost like, a lot of people come in and they're like, well, do you live here? Is this Airbnb?
That could be that too.
And we're like, no, we don't live here. Right. No one lives here, so you don't have to worry about that. But it does give you that homey feeling and, almost like if you were to have something at your home and it's that intimate setting, even corporate events, people have their employees and coworkers come to their homes for, especially like during the holidays, all the time, or summer parties. So even with the corporate events, we've had that intimate type of setting where people just feel comfortable and safe. And the biggest thing that we get from many of our clients is, if you were to walk past here, you wouldn't even know what this space was or, what it looked like. It's almost you walk in and it's like, oh, okay, like how did this even fit on this block?
Right.
Again, we want to make sure that we keep it like a nice hidden gem. Well, not hidden, but, a gem. We want to make it where people feel like they are experiencing something different, no matter what type of event that they have, and the different types of event that they have. When they come in, they can transform it to whatever it is that they want to transform it to.
Well, you have done a pretty good job, you and the other three ladies of the LOFT, because it is a talk of the town, and I think that was a perfect way to describe it, was one of Detroit's hidden gems, because it really truly is. I know it's Hamtramck, okay, but still Detroit. I mean, because Hamtramck is like
in the middle of Detroit.
In the middle of Detroit,
like
right? Yeah. So it is a beautiful space. Give us, what is the address, and how would one contact, or who should they contact if they want to do an event there? One, and then if they wanted, give us all the amenities and then the services that come with the LOFT itself. Okay. And then if they needed additional, like how Cora would come in. Explain to us how that works.
Okay, so our address, of course, is 9342 Joseph Campo. Of course, that's Hamtramck 48212. If anyone was ever interested in reserving the space, they could email us. That is the best and quickest way to get a response, because aside from the LOFT, we do still have these, as you ladies were talking about, these lives outside of our lives.
Yes.
So that is the quickest way, because we're constantly checking the emails. Our email address is thedloft@gmail.com.
Okay.
All of our social media is the DLOFT. So, it's pretty simple. And then our website is also the DLOFT. So
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's the Detroit D. I love it.
The Detroit D. So, anytime anybody's trying to look for us, we're just like, it's the DLOFT. Everything is the DLOFT.
Yes.
And then our phone number is 313-879-0750. So we do have a phone that we answer as we can. But if someone can't get in touch with us, leave a voice message. We'll get back within 24 to 48 hours. So what comes with the space, again, as I mentioned earlier, we can hold up to 75 people seated. So for a full seated event, 75 people with the tables and chairs. We do provide the tables and chairs and black linen.
Okay.
If anyone wants anything outside of the black linen, they're more than welcome to bring in their own decorations. As a matter of fact, we encourage it. Of course, unless they want Cora to decorate. And then she has her own packages separate.
Right.
If anyone is looking for an event where it's a strolling event or even a party type of atmosphere, we can hold up to 120 people.
Okay.
And even in that scenario, we do have high bar tables and chairs as well, just to kind of give it like that strolling type of atmosphere. Any additional vendors or amenities as far as DJ, decorating, chef, anything like that, we do have vendors that we can refer clients to, but that isn't something that you can get in a package or in-house because, again, everything is separate.
Gotcha.
And just kind of contracted out through that preferred person. And the pricing depends on, of course, the date and the time. So, of course, our peak days are Saturday and Sunday. But we do also offer co-working space during the week.
And that was one of my questions, because you have, not only do you have a co-working space, but you have like a membership service? Okay, explain that.
So the membership is, you can pick whatever membership that you want, all the way from coming in maybe once a week, all the way up to as many times, up to maybe like 8 times a week, depending on the time that you want. We are starting something new at the very beginning of the year where we have our free fitness Thursdays, January through March, so that people can, again, experience the space in a different type of setting. So it's going to be open. We'll be doing fitness for up to about 30 to 40 people. So that's just another sector of the co-working. So when we say co-working, you know, we don't want you to just think of, I'm just coming in here, I'm reading a book, I'm working on my computer. Whatever type of work setting that you need, it's such an open canvas. We even have had, like, one of the chefs that we refer to people, he did his photo shoot right in the kitchen, because we have an open kitchen. And then we have an area upstairs that we consider like our VIP lounge, where we had a makeup artist come upstairs and just do her photo shoot in that area. So it's really an open canvas where you can come in and just kind of create your own space.
Love it.
Yeah.
So basically, you can create your own vision based upon whatever it is that you feel like doing. You come into the D-Loft and you look at, like you said, it's an open canvas. You go and you make it and turn it into what it is that you want to turn it into.
Yes, we had I don't know the exact name of it, but it was like a DJ battle.
Oh, okay.
So they had like 4 6-foot tables in the middle of the floor set into a square. 4 different DJs just kind of battling against each other. With other DJs around, just kind of, you know, like a whole room full of, people that are into music, just kind of doing their thing.
Wow.
So again, I would have never thought, you know, they're going to come in here and have a battle.
I have a great idea for you then. Even with you saying that, I have a great idea. And this is, you know, you know, if it turns into something, then you guys can, like, give me royalties down the line. But I'm telling you, this is a really great idea. Now that I think of this, you saying that. So, techno, when the Techno Fest comes, you guys should start, like, booking for that, like, now. Because that's not that far. You're about, like, 10 minutes away from...
not that far. Not even
That would be an amazing space for to get some DJs there and get that going. That, like, is huge. Or kind of like the kickoff that weekend. That would really,
and I like
be
to
good.
See the lights.
Yes. And then that... That music.
Music that you can feel, like,
yes,
chest,
you can see, yes. Oh my God, you feel it through your chest. But yeah, that I can totally see that. I can totally see that.
Notes.
Yes. So just remember, like, okay, Tiffany on the go. She did that was a good idea. Yeah. Like, okay, thank you.
Call Tiffany and give her a royalty.
Yes. Me and Nicole, we were talking about, as you came in, of course, about how we get so caught up in social media. And I know now, being one of the 4 owners of one of the hottest venues in Detroit, I'm sure you probably get sucked into that whirlwind or tornado spin of ever texting, emailing, my phone, I can't put it down. And this is just the work part. That's not even including the social life that goes into it, or the family, people who are trying to contact you. Have you successfully learned how, in the craziness of the D-Loft, to kind of find that time to just say, you know what, nope. Because I think this one here, I think Nicole is truly, she seems to be a person that, listen, I done made up my mind, so, oh well, you're you are basically SOL if you want to talk to me right about now.
Because you really are right now, Tiff. I have my son's phone with me. I kid you, if you're looking at the phone and you're like, there's like a picture of like Halo, the video game, I think, on it. And I'm realizing his girlfriend's trying to get a hold of him. He cannot come to the phone right now. I have it with me just so that, like, if my husband needs to get a hold of because my son's at home with his iPad, so he can text or message and FaceTime his girlfriend from his iPad, so that I actually have some like level of communication. But my phone like really blew up, so I'm really just kidding. But you know, and I'm noticing, I'm like, you know, this might be a thing for 2018. This has been a lovely day of actually like. Well, because I have, like, squirrel brain. I'll be doing something, and someone texts, and it reminds me, like, I do something else, and then I make a phone call, and then I'm like, Instagram, and then Facebook, and then let me check some email, and then I'm like, I've shot my day, where today I could sit down and get stuff done. I ran errands without ever sitting in my car to take a phone call for a few minutes. Like, I'm like, well, this should become a thing.
It should become a thing. And I'll be honest with you, I am, like Nicole, I have a hard cutoff.
Okay.
If the partners were here, they would let you know that. I am no games when it comes to work-life balance.
That's good.
As you see, I'm coming from Flint from a basketball game. My son was playing basketball today, so I'm in my sweats.
Yeah.
But, you know, if I have things like that going on, I'm not talking business. I'm just not. I'm not on social media. Unless I'm video recording him.
Right. That's right.
But not to say that, you know, those things aren't important. And sometimes I'll go on. Like even today, I want to say like during halftime or something, we're putting together all of the LOFT events. So aside from people renting the space for events, we put together, you know, events ourselves. So I'm creating Eventbrites and the calendar events and inviting people and, you know, just doing those type of things at the games, but during the time where it's not interrupting my life or interrupting my flow of being a mother. And I also don't have notifications on my phone for social media.
Oh, my God. What?
No. So when I go on, it's like,
52 messages.
30 notifications. And I learned that a few years ago. Just because, you know, if you do this, and I'm sorry, and they can't hear me they can't see me on the, while we're speaking, but if I tap my phone and look at the screen and I have all of these notifications, it's going to prompt me to go on.
It's stressful when you're like, oh my God, and you're scrolling through all of it. Like if you've gotten your phone's been off on the airplane and then you like turn the phone back on.
Yes. And it just starts beeping up a storm. I'm like, what?
I log out. If I were to log into my phone right now, I'm logged out of Facebook until I want to go on to see what's going on. So I just tap my little picture when I'm ready. But it was a mental thing because I also work from home from my 9 to 5. So I have to have a very structured day for my work. So I can't let, you know, if I were in an office, I might be able to go on a Facebook or Instagram because I'm nervous somebody's going to come and, you know, look and I can put it down. But when I'm at home, I'm monitoring myself. So I had to create some boundaries for me to say, hey, you know, you cannot let these things interrupt your workflow, your school flow, your home life. So those were the things that I did.
I love it.
To just kind of separate from myself from social media. Now, once I'm in. Right.
And there's the problem.
There is where the problem lies.
That's what he's like, once I'm in, I can't get out.
I'm like, wait, there's one more person. I need to see what that next person said. But yeah, you know. Once I'm in, I'm in. And then I have to, again, give myself a hard cutoff. It's time to do XYZ, you know. But it is no way almost to get away from it, especially when you're trying to, you know, build on your business. Because social media is so powerful for those types of things. And I'm always telling people that when you use social media in a positive way, it is amazing.
It is, isn't it?
It is. You know, we get on there, we start scrolling and getting a little nosy sometimes. But when you use it in a positive way, it is an amazing thing. So,
and that's the part that I don't understand about social media is that I see a lot of, well, not a lot, but I have seen often people make comments like, I just got to get off this thing. Like, I mean, you know, social media is the devil. And, like, they're having all of these issues. And in my mind, I'm thinking, because they're adult like us, how is this an issue? Like, how is social media issue? Like, how is it not positive?
Like, who's in your feed?
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, right? You we were talking about this earlier. Mine are very and I use Instagram and Facebook the most, but they're very curated parts of my life.
Yes.
You know, I always have that one friend who, like, every time she's mad at her boyfriend, I'll like text her. I'm like, take it down.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Take it down.
Yep.
I'm like, you just... I'm not going to tell you I'm never mad at my husband, that my son is, you know, either one of them have never disappointed me, that I didn't have a lousy day at work. You will not find it. That's what my friends are for.
You will not
You
find
pick up the phone, you get a glass of wine, you talk to your spouse, you talk to your mother. That's where that stuff belongs, in real human contact, because you're going through a real emotional stuff.
Exactly.
But... Because I said, you have such a great life. Well, if you're only looking at my Facebook feed, because those are the pieces.
I painted that picture, okay?
Yes.
And it's not a lie. Those are all things that happen.
Right.
I'm not out there saying my life is perfect and wonderful, but these are the things I'm most proud of. These are the moments that excited me. This was the beautiful sunset, or, you know, my son walking, you know, to get his graduation, or the dog did a cute thing, or the great meal I made, or did you see these shoes?
Man.
Right? Like... So it's curated, but the other stuff, I'm like, when people complain about that, I'm like, then get those people out of your feed.
Out of your feed. Yeah. And even when you think about it now, like with Facebook at least, they're bringing up memories.
Yes.
And when you bring up memories, I may be having a bad day.
Exactly. I don't want to see that memory.
A year ago where I was so disgruntled and I was mad at the world. I enjoy it. I will, again, attest. I just got a memory today when my son was like 4 years old playing basketball. And I'm like, you know, those are the things that I want to pop up in my memories, you know? So I don't get it either. It's almost like you create your own misery.
That's good.
Because people are going to... I think that everyone has their own audience on social media. You create your audience. Because if it's something that I don't want to see, I'm going to remove you.
Yes.
But the people that want to see your misery, they're going to keep going and they're going to talk to you about it.
They do.
And they feed it.
They do.
So now you have this audience of people that are feeding on your misery.
These miserable people.
Yes. And now we're all miserable together. You know? So you create it yourself.
Like, this is wonderful. Like, I have friends in the misery. No, not. I don't. And that's weird because I'm totally different. You know, that thing where misery loves company. Yeah. That has never been me. Ever. No. Like, when I'm... And when I feel myself, like, kind of like when I feel myself being a certain way, after being in that space for a long time, it becomes draining in a sense. So what I will immediately do is try to figure out who is the person I'm going to call or get around that's either the funniest or just the most fun to get me out of that. Because I don't like being there. Because being in that place produces nothing.
Right.
Nothing positive. Nothing that I want to come to me. So, no, I'm phone quickly, please.
Yeah.
Or I'm looking at somebody's feed that's very positive or inspirational or even funny. Because it's funny how... No pun, but it really is funny how if you're down and you mistakenly watch something, like I've literally been down or upset and paid attention to the TV long enough to see something funny and started cracking up and then thinking to myself, after I got through laughing, like, what was that? Oh, yeah, I was mad about that. Or I was, but totally.
A distraction.
Yes.
Yeah.
And laughter is a great thing. So I always try to.
Videos.
Yes. Yes. So you kind of have to tell yourself that's a beautiful dog. What is most important? Is it most important to live the life that you desire, no matter how you even paint it or live it? Or is it the one that, because life is always forcing something on us that we don't necessarily want.
Right.
But we have a choice. And I don't think a lot of times people, it seems like we do, but don't make the right choice to not be in that space.
And then I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I also think it's twofold because while I am extremely positive and I want to represent myself in a positive way, I also think that there are a ton of people that represent themselves in a positive way on social media, but are really, really down.
Yeah,
and they paint that picture, and they're trying to live up to this picture that they're painting.
Right.
That's true.
And it's almost like you just have to really create your own. You have to be your reality.
Yeah.
So if you want that picture in real life, create that picture for yourself in real life. You know? who make these decisions. And those are the people that I feel for, because those are the people that you hear about with depression and just things like that from social media.
Right.
Like the effect that social media has on people is extreme.
Right.
So, you have to be very careful. And I think that being that positive light that somebody sees can maybe encourage them to do so. I don't know how many inboxes I've received, because I've also started a nonprofit called Mommies with Masters that I've received saying,
love it.
Thank you. Like,
I love that. Mommies with Masters. That's boss move. Yeah, I like that.
And it's an acronym. So,
I like it.
That are just like, well, hey, that post that you put up was really, positive. Can I reach out to you? Can I do XYZ? Can you do this? And it's like, well, hey, I didn't even really think when I was posting it wasn't meant to do that. But because it did, yes, now I can. And that's even how Mommies with Masters, started. But people really seek attention from social media. They seek that validation from social media. And if I can give them positive things to see from my little life, then, that's what I'll do. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to tell us what Mommies with Masters.
Mommies with Masters.
I want to know.
Okay, so, of course, Mommies. And the Masters is an acronym for Mothers Aspiring to Strengthen Techniques through Education and Resources Successfully. So, the Masters part is because we want to encourage women that just because you're a mommy, you don't have to divert from what you always desire to do as far as education.
Amazing.
And it's always about career and you don't want to do this. But education to me is so important that it's like, you can go to school. You can be a doctor. You can be a nurse. You can, be an artist or whatever. Motherhood should not take you away from the things that you desire, because when you lose yourself, you're not fully capable of taking care of your family.
Right.
That's true.
So, that's what
we were talking earlier. There's never a too late.
Right.
It's never too late.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
And, we cater to, working professionals or, just women in the working world, because I think it's a gap there.
Yeah.
We are always talking about people that maybe don't have the resources or, there are people that have the resources and can spend as much money as they want. But then you have this gap of people that just need support, just need a solace place to go where other people look and feel like them. So whether you're married, you might not be getting that support from your spouse.
Right.
But you have this group of women that feel the same way you feel and do the same things that you do. So that's who we cater to, because I just don't think that there is an area for that woman.
Right. And it's hard because if they're going back to school.
Yeah.
Not everyone is your age, if you're going back to school. So, it's great that they're working on the same class project you are, but they're not working with the same experience as you are.
Exactly.
They're going back to your dorm room. I'm going back to a husband, 2 kids, and
exactly.
my job.
Exactly.
And so, while trying to finish up this degree or start another one. And so, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like we said, until you bury me, it's not too late.
Exactly.
It's not. And it's almost like people put these stipulations on you, or the world put these stipulations on you. When you're this age, you should be doing this, or this age, or once you have kids, you can't do it until the kids are out of the house.
Yes.
No, why can't my happy be now? You know? And I am getting my doctorate with prayerfully a month left.
All right. Woo-woo.
And it was almost like I was not able to really communicate with other women in that area because either they didn't want to talk about it because they're so used to kind of keeping everything bottled up, or they have like their certain circle of people that they just kind of go to. Yeah. And for me, when you are in a space where you're going to a higher level in whatever it is, you have to have like-minded people around you, because they just don't get it. They don't get when you say, no, I can't make it. They don't get when you say, hey, I am just going to spend time with my family today, or whatever. I'm going to do homework, whatever. They don't get it. So you have to start incorporating people in your life that understand your day-to-day.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's your doctorate in?
My doctorate is in leadership.
That's amazing.
So
amazing. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm all about the woman on the go, you know. And it's not of course it's women's empowerment, but again, it's not just about a single woman or a woman that it's not about that. It's about just being who you are in the moment and not disappearing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think we've all had those days.
You know what? And I think this is definitely a divine even the people on the show today, is divinely set up because everything from the word of the day through, we talked about losing ourselves. I mean, I just talked about literally, I don't know where I lost myself, but that girl, she's getting found 2018. I can't. I just can't keep going in this. Because being on the go can cause you to some kind of way lose yourself if you're not careful. Yeah. And so I have to do that. But we were even talking about, like you said, it's not a particular age. Nope. And like you just said, we have to learn to live in a moment. Yes. Right. And I'm learning how to do that because I'm in this moment, but I'm already 2 weeks, 2 months, year. I'm already especially depending on who I'm talking to. If it's a significant other, they're talking about something in the present, and then you're sitting up there thinking, so, hey, I was wondering, can we, I was thinking about a vacation, and it's, did you even hear what I just said? No, because you're already 12 steps this way. And we do that, and I think we agreed that it's women who do that because men compartmentalize so well that they can do it all because they put it in its place and no means no.
They don't do it all and they're okay with it.
That's it. That's
we're
okay with it.
We sold women a bad bill of goods when we told them you can do it all.
Yep.
I don't think Gloria Steinem meant all at once.
Right.
Yes. And we somehow think I gotta bring home the bacon, put it in the pan, in a cocktail dress, backwards in high heels, with a baby on my hip, looking fantastic, not a wrinkle on my face. Well, what? There's no man doing that.
No.
He's at work. He's not managing the kids.
Nope.
He feels like he's a success for the things that he is doing, and rightly so. No one ever faulted him for not being Father of the Year while being the CEO.
Hello.
And why doesn't he look great? What are you doing with that gray hair? We have sold women a horrible bill of goods saying that what it means to do it all is you have to do it all at once.
All at once. And be good at it.
And not just okay at it. Good.
Yeah.
And be good at it. And I just said this last week because I was at my son's Christmas program and just looking around at how unbothered the fathers were.
Unbothered.
They were just hey, they were just looking.
We're here.
Yeah. And if, if a child looks out, they're back perky, but it's they just lay it where it is. And they move on to the next thing. And we're no, I have to get the picture. I have to be so present at the moment.
Where are the snacks? Where is this?
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's definitely pressure for women, for sure.
It is. It's definitely pressure.
Especially if you don't know how to balance it.
Definitely.
And I don't think any of us balance
No,
it.
We try.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That was one of the things my husband and I talked about a couple of years ago when I left the corporate world was the work-life balance does not exist for us, it did not exist for a single human being. What it meant for us was that I was going to step back from my corporate job to give him a clearer head to really advance in his career. So for us, work-life balance was about his work and I got a life. So that was the balance for us to make it work because we were both in middle management. We were doing good, but no one was doing great. The family was suffering. The house needed repairs. I'm it's killing us. We are not killing it.
Right. I know that's right.
And so when we finally took that step back, and my ego hurt for a while because I really wanted to do more, but I'm this is what we need to do right now. And this was really the year that I actually got to, and I stepped back in 2014. So really this was the year that I finally got to step forward and we got to figure out, because it took a couple of years to figure out what that balance looked like and how far I could step out on the ledge before we were oh, nope, that's too much. And the kids are getting older and the youngest is 4 months away from a driver's license, and that will be the last kind of big change for us. But for us, that balance just was it was a group. It was a group decision.
And then I don't think people understand that you have to do what's best for your family.
Right.
Because I can look at you and say, well, she stepped out of corporate America. Maybe I can try that with my family. But that worked for your family. My family might be in total
disarray.
Yes.
Right.
But,
or, it may be different that, for my brother my brother's the one that works from home. And he's a writer, and he can. And his wife is the one that leaves every day for work. And that's what works for them.
Right.
And in some cases, I have friends who are single moms who have 3 jobs.
Yes.
And they make it work. So for everyone, it's different. But for us, what that balance meant was, one of us saying, you know what?
And I'm sure it's a breath of fresh air.
It was.
Because
like
it works for your family.
The first 6 months, I just caught up on all the stuff that had not gotten done. Because we were like the minimum. Go grocery shopping, do the laundry. Like, that was it. Like, no house repairs. No one had time to wait for the painter. No one had the time to wait for a handyman. No one had time for the dog to go to the vet. Like, it's amazing.
That is crazy.
You catch up on in 6 months.
Yeah. Because that's really how it is, too. Nobody, you never really have time. And you're squeezing in everything. Everything.
On your weekend. So then Monday rolls around. Yes, you are not refreshed.
Right.
No
one's
one's
it's like starting this monkey wheel all over again. Yeah, it's like a rat race. Yes. Yeah. I am joined by...
I'm Brandy.
This is Miss Brandy Shelton of the D-Loft. She is here. We've been talking. We've talked about the D-Loft. We can talk back about
it on the right part of the conversation.
Oh, that's good then. Okay,
because
so
balance is what I've just been trying to deal with.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I'm not I am a single parent. I have 2 kids. On top of the D-Loft being my 3rd child, and then running 2 businesses as well. Lucky enough that my full-time job is shut down for the next couple days. So that allows me a little bit of balance as far as getting some things done, like you said, waiting on people to come to the house, doing this, doing that. But then it puts the personal stress on my children, understanding that mom's not really available.
Right.
So in the essence of coming here, I know Tam knows because we've privately been working with my personal challenges with my mom, and that's the good thing about having partners, because they understand when you're personally faced with a situation, and they jump in to try to help you out and kind of navigate the waters. So Tam and Cora have been like, just breathe. We can get through this. It's a couple challenges, but we gonna figure out how to make it work. But then beyond that, so my mom's in a nursing home, so trying to get all her stuff situated, because that just happened this week? It's been a week. But even talking to Tam and talking to Cora as my partners, I didn't even make the decision wholeheartedly by myself. Like, I talked to my friends, I talked to my partners, and we kind of all just had the same discussion, like, it's not safe, and with our demand on the D-Loft and some other stuff, we just was like, we need to make sure that she's going to always be safe, no matter what. Because Tam don't want me calling her at 3 o'clock in the morning talking about some heck break loose. I know she'll come, though. If I say my mom, Tam will be like, okay, wait a minute. Let me get my brain together. But I'm on my way. Just give me a minute. And that's the good thing about having the right type of partners. I was just actually speaking to one of my clients, even going through this day-to-day demand of balance and things. I said, when you pick a partner, you don't necessarily pick a partner because they're your friend. You pick someone who can complement your weaknesses, so that person can take on what you can't handle.
That's good.
And that's what makes them a great partner. So you're not looking at that person from the financial standpoint or, what they necessarily bring to the table. Is what don't you have the capability to do or the time? And are they great at those things? Right. And then when you pick that person, that's the person, like I told my client today, I said, but you stay in your own space. I said, so...
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. And she was laughing. My client was laughing. I said, I'm telling you, I know we make being a part of the D-Loft fun, and I said, but we argue, we just don't bring it to the forefront because we don't have time to do that, because we know people are looking for us not to make this successful. So we're never going to ever let someone see us argue in person. I said, but at the same time, I said, and Tam knows this, I say it to all the time, I'm grateful for her, because I told my client today, I said, I don't pay a bill in that building. I say, Tam sends me a text message and tells me how much we got, what we need, and I do my job, and I stay in my lane. And she was like, I said, I don't argue with her. I said, because she didn't probably balance it to the penny 6 ways from Sunday before the text message came even to my phone. So she's looked at everything that she could look at before she said, we need to do X. I said, but when she says that, she knows she going to give me a couple days, and I'm going to make sure that she got what she need, because she don't need no stress.
Right.
And my client was like, and y'all do this? I said, just about every month. Because that's the balance between us all. We all take on our responsibilities. We all have our own personal lives, but we complement each other.
But you guys all have your own strengths.
Yeah.
And then you understand where the strength is and where the weakness is. And so wherever the weakness is, the other person just steps into that.
We have our own internal SWOT analysis. Like every day, all day.
That's what it is.
And, and I'm never offended, when she sends me a message and says we need this or we need that, like the message I got about our plumbing bill. That you didn't want to go into the new year with, but he just sent it to last night.
Okay, we're gonna keep that off air.
We don't need any cuss words on the show. But those things. But those are things that we talk about, and that's one thing people need to understand. Like, it's hard, especially when you're a single parent. Both of my kids, I am the full responsible person for. Mm-hmm. So I do just like Tam does. She does football and basketball. I got karate. I got music lessons. Mm-hmm. Jesus. And then I got the whole teenage thing going on. So I got going to people's houses and all this, that, and the other, and picking up pickup times because these kids can't drive. And then I still got DLOFT responsibilities, my personal businesses. I got workshops that I got to do. Like, it's hard.
Where is your time?
That's what we were just talking about. We were talking about making sure that you are.
So you are absolutely,
yes,
you are absolutely
self-love.
Correct.
Okay.
So my friend, my one of the people on my board of directors.
Yes, that's what Gail Perry calls it.
She also told me, she says, "Where's the bubble bath?" I said, "So as soon as I can have the baby, be with grandma for more than a couple hours, because it's Christmas and mom is off. Mm-hmm. So that means I stay home. I don't have to go to grandma's house because mommy is here."
Mm-hmm. You're funny.
But that's his thought process. Because literally at 3 years old, I'm like, "So you going to grandma's house?" He's like, no. So as soon as I figure out he's going to be at grandma's house for more than 2 hours, then I'll be able to
have to carve it out, though. You have to say, "Grandma, can you do me this one favor?"
Oh, so I tried that yesterday. Oh, no. And then today she told me I'm going to the casino, so don't call my phone at all.
Okay, well then
she's
maybe
the self-care thing, right?
Yeah, she sure does.
And then the other grandma said, "I got a date."
Oh, she got her self-care thing going on too. So we might just need to identify who the next self-care person specialist for you is.
Correct.
Yes.
So I called in my bosom buddy. Her name is Terry. And I said, "Terry, I got to do this interview. I can't take Parker to the interview." But on the midst of doing all that, I had to get caught up. I would have been here sooner. Caught up in 96, flipping accident.
Wow.
3-car accident, and one of the cars was totaled.
Oh, my goodness.
But no ambulance on site, no fire, so that was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So at least they were able to walk away. But, of course, backed up the freeway, so I'm just on the freeway just like... So my personal self-care... outside of being in a bubble bath, and I don't drink, so I don't do the champagne and the wine, but is in the car with the radio. So I take the time to, because I'm a music person.
Yeah, me too.
I adore it. So I literally sit in the car and just listen to music, and then sometimes I sit in the car and do nothing.
So you were okay in that car accident. That was a blessing.
Yes, that was. I
said, just breathe.
I was like, yes,
because that could have been me.
Yeah,
these roads ain't right. But I said, but being in the car, the first thing I do is I sit in the car and I collect my thoughts. I find a sense of peace before I turn the car on, before I just start, moving about. Just give me a small sense of peace. Let me breathe in, breathe out, and then kind of just start moving about. I've learned that not doing that has put me in a more stressful scenario, and my responses are too short. I don't communicate properly. Good. But if I do this activity every day, it's a small form of meditation, just to make sure that I'm clean when I get ready to talk to people, get engaged with folks. I don't want, and I do it in the bathroom too. Like even before I take my shower, before I brush my teeth, I want to sit here and just cleanse my brain, and then really start pushing out, because I can find my energy, that way easier. So that's, it's not the traditional self-care model, but it's the easiest way for me when you have 2 busy boys, plus all these responsibilities, and then some days being a blessing, the DLOFT phone is off the chain, so I definitely do it on Monday, because Monday for us is like you might as well be at the bank on a Friday, because that's a Monday for us. So having to do those things to really find my space, and then even when challenge comes to my table, I don't react.
That's good.
I have a better sense of what I need to say or do or whatever. So that's my small piece of self-care. But yes, I would love a massage.
See?
I would love a bubble bath.
Yeah.
This whole conversation, same thing.
I would love those things. I know that, being in the situation.
She's the expert of all of this. She knows how to do it real well. Listen, my friend Nicole here.
Time, and okay, my kids are older. I have boys. They are now 21 and 15. But man, when they were like 3 and 9, like I couldn't even start the tub running before someone was already knocking on the door.
How about just bust in the door?
I'm like, just stand there.
Now that's what happens to my sister.
I'm thankful that they hit an 8, because when they were little, they'll just come right in and talk to you. They do not care. They hit that certain age though, where like my husband will be like, Mom, she's in the bubble bath. Oh, never mind.
Right.
Oh, now they won't. They're like, oh no. Not dealing with that. But yeah, it's hard when they're that age.
It is.
The 3-year-old is probably my biggest challenge because 3-year-olds have no boundaries.
None.
They're just like, I'm a free will. I get to see mommy. She's here. Mommy, I want a cookie. You got a whole brother sitting in the kitchen.
A whole brother.
Sitting at the table.
With the cookies.
On the table. And you came all the way from the kitchen to the bedroom for a cookie. I just want to understand where we were with this thought process. And his life was like, but you got to get the cookie.
Because it's you. See, the cookie's going to taste different because it's you.
Correct.
Now, here's the thing. That's really crazy they said that, but I'm sorry. It was something about my grandmother and her cooking based upon anybody else's cooking. It could be the same exact thing. It just tastes different because it was her.
I get it.
So you got to because it's not gonna be right if I don't.
And that's like my son today. He calls me. Well, Mom, I have to go to my friend's house. I'm like, and you decided at 4:45.
Don't they wait? No. Okay. Now see that is my pet peeve. My daughter does that at 20, about to be 21.
Well, my son's 21, and I'll get that. He'll like just show up, and he's like, "Can you do my laundry for me? Do you not see this piece of luggage? I'm leaving town. When will you be back? I'll be back Sunday. Well, I can wait till Sunday.
You're gonna wait?
Well, that's so nice of you.
Right? What? These kids wait to the last minute to tell you stuff. I don't even know. My daughter used to do that. Mom, I have a field trip.
The best response, like, they're always like, well, what else are you doing?
Yes.
Like, you're sitting around the house eating bonbons.
All day.
And, like, Peggy Bundy.
Great poupon. Do they even sell that anymore?
Yeah, do they? I think they do. Yeah.
That always kills me. Well, what else are you doing? Are you kidding me right now?
Like, I have a life. It's called being a mom, which means I'm going to come up with something slick real good for the MOM. But that means a lot. Okay? That's a lot of stuff.
It is.
You can't just, I don't know. Kids just, I don't, and it does not matter if they get older. So I just want to warn you right now. I'm so sorry.
I have the 14-year-old and my 14-year-old, like literally, so even when I'm driving home, cleansing my day, and I feel like I haven't spoken to him all day. So I call him on the phone and we're talking about, stuff that means something. All he talks about is education.
That's good.
And Tam be like, oh my God, CJ, please. Like, can you? Because sometimes it do be a lot. But
I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, this is just his thing. So like, kids talk about sports. He talks about education. So,
that's good.
We laugh about it because we like CJ. We don't need to learn nothing else today.
That's so good. But it gets like that, and it doesn't matter if it's something extremely positive like that or something to where you're just like, where did they come up with that? Like what?
Because even me working from home, I plan my vacations around when he's out of school because I just still don't feel like I can get any work done when he's just in my presence. And so for one, I feel like I'm neglecting him, which is my own personal feelings because I'm sitting at the computer. But then two, he comes in and he just has these random conversations.
Yes, they all have random conversations.
That takes me away from my focus.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? Computer down. What did you want to talk about? That bubble gum on the tip of your shoe? How did it get there? How are we going to get it off? Yeah, so it's so weird, but I just feel like I have to plan my vacations around when he's out of school or no work is going to get done.
I was trying to really let you know 14 is a nice age, but it does not get better. Mine is 20, about to be 21. Nicole's is 21.
And 15.
They're and 15.
Oh.
They're grown at this point. Goodness. Well, the 20, 21. Grown. And they'll tell you, I'm grown. However, they'll bring laundry that you can wait to have done all weekend, or they'll tell me.
Well,
the 14-year-old leaves it in the bathroom floor. And I'm like, so I just start calling names. like such and such, come pick up. Like I'm not even saying pick up your stuff. When I call your name, you just need to start walking because I said, you know, we have a trick in the car, and I know that I pray, you know, CPS people are listening. So I'll tell them I'll pull up to a light, and I'll say, keep talking crazy. I hit the lock on the button. The door is unlocked. We can do a slow roll if you would like. And or you can politely get out, but when you get out, leave your cell phone.
Not the cell
phone. Because you won't be able to figure out how to get back home.
Yeah.
And my son is like, and I'm okay.
Right.
I said, oh, are you sure you want to change your tune? Yeah, it's good. It's,
yeah.
I'm going to lock this door.
Yeah.
I should tell them this is why lions eat their young.
Oh.
I can't.
Just keep going. This is why lions eat their young.
Oh, goodness.
You found my last nerve and you're pouncing on it.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit OCD. Mm-hmm. So like my son, he just turned 9. Oh yeah, I'm very OCD. Mm-hmm. So like the closet doors, if he keeps them open, or like all of his closet doors in his room, or the toothpaste off of the
no, that's my pet peeve. No.
So if I walk past the restroom and I see it,
that's nasty
I'm like,
to me.
Chad. He said, calm down. And I'm like, well, if you're going to keep telling me to calm down, then you should probably know exactly what you should do to make me not get to this point. He was like, it's just toothpaste, Mom. It's just the top of the toothpaste. How do you get so angry when the door's open? And in my mind, I'm like, you don't feel my inside shaking from this doors being open because I'm OCD? But they don't get it. You know?
I'm telling you, that's... we could literally, I'm sure, talk all day about kids because they are. No, I'm serious because they're a whole other phenomenon.
A whole series.
That's like
episode.
A series. Yes. And we can break it up. All right.
We just get a round table and
never come out of the hole.
Never
bring a whole round table together and say, let's discuss these children.
No, we never do it because it would go on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And
to be continued.
I'm telling you.
Probably get a whole month of segments out of that.
Yeah.
Girl.
Lifetime. You never run out of material.
Definitely. This, what I wanted to let the listeners know, this is cold. I keep trying to tell people it's like frigid here. It's like negative. What was it this morning?
It was like negative 7.
It was negative 11 where I was.
Mm-hmm. I think mine.
Yeah, because I was in Nove. Mm-hmm. Yeah, negative 11, 6, 7. Mm-hmm. It's negative. And that's all bad, right? That's all bad. And so, with that being said, there are some places that you may want to go. Just get up and go. Mm-hmm. You know, just anywhere but here.
Right.
And so some of the top places right now that people are going for winter vacations are Rome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's number 1. Dubai. Now, Dubai. I absolutely want to go to Dubai. Oh, my God.
That's on my 2019.
Yes. Yeah. Gotta go. Because I think...
Which reminds me I have to make a payment.
Okay. Well, we gotta do this.
They did who is it? The Travel Divas out of Atlanta. They're doing a package deal. It's like $235 a month.
Oh wow!
That takes you all the way up until 1 month prior to the trip.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
2019, you get, I think it's 7 days in totality. But you got Egypt in there because that's where we're going to Egypt, and then you got Dubai for a day and some other places. But it's a whole itinerary.
I need more than a day, so I talked to my travel agent. And it was like $2,000, but that includes the airplane because you know you get to the Netherlands and then you got to take another flight, and then it's with one of the. I can't think of the name of this hotel, but it's downtown Dubai, like in the heart of it. But $2,000 with all of that, and then I think it's like 5 days. It's 5 days.
Well, see, that means you're going to take about another $3,000 because when you get in the center of downtown Dubai, you're going. I don't want to be there that long because I know
spending going on.
Oh yeah,
and see, so this is where I have Tam in my head. Put it back. Put the card.
Not with your personal life. That's
no. Put the card in the wallet. But Tam is she's always our voice of reasoning. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So not in the negative sense. She's like, so do you really?
No, she says very no nonsense. That I will tell you, like more like an accountant type. Yeah, I can see that.
Do you need 5 keychains or can you really deal with 2? Think about it.
But that's a good. that's a good voice of reason to have in your head.
And so, I mean, and that it's funny because, you know, before I would have never thought, but even between her and my mom's best friend, having those two like in my head all the time.
It helps.
I'll be like, yep, no. I mean, it's sort of like, can I swipe?
You need that.
Nope.
You need that because if you don't, your life would just everybody I think has that one checkup person that you hear in their head because if you didn't have that, it would all go bad real fast.
Yeah,
real fast. But Dubai.
Okay,
that's number 2. Then we have Honolulu.
Oh, I have my old coworker moved to Hawaii.
Oh, seriously?
And she talks about how expensive it is.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Cost of living.
Is it?
Really
I think the tax is 12%.
Really
9. So it's high.
It's high.
Yeah.
But to visit.
Yeah.
The visit is good.
The visit.
Visit is good.
So you get
this
all
is just
the
vacation
package.
Just vacation.
We were in Maui for our honeymoon, and after like 4 or 5 days, we're like, wow, dinner was only $150 tonight. Like, I'm like, we may as well be in Manhattan. It was, the cost of everything was just so outrageous because everything had to be imported onto the island unless it's a pineapple or a fish. Or an orchid, which is on everything.
I love
there's an orchid.
Orchids.
There's an orchid everywhere.
I love orchids.
It was just so expensive, and you became like immune to it after a while. I'm like, oh, that gas station's only $4.50 a gallon for gas.
Oh, jeez.
And this was before, like,
the changes.
We've been married. It'll be 19 years this year, so this was like forever ago. We were paying like $4.50 a gallon for gas.
Imagine
really,
oh Jesus, like
it's gorgeous.
$7.
It is paradise, and it's an 11-hour flight from Detroit. So.
See.
You can get to Dubai faster.
See that. But
and see, my thing is,
Honolulu.
if I'm spend 11 hours, that means I can't fly coach.
Right.
Oh no, definitely not that. No.
Hours.
My husband's 6'3". He does not cram into.
That doesn't go very well. No.
And his 6'3".
It's vacation. It's vacation. So you might as well just go on out. I mean, that. No, never. Coach, what? 11 out? American hours? No, not this one. Not this tall one. No, I'm not. I'm guarantee you I'm not.
But it's beautiful once you get there.
Vacation you can go. To live, maybe not.
Yeah.
You can get on and go there, but you want to come back home.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Then we have Quebec in Canada. Now...
Oh, because of the snow. It's beautiful this time of year.
Okay, because I want to go to but in my mind, if it's already winter, why do skiing? Yes, that would be that would be
actually beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Montreal,
and you've got the whole French Quarter. They're also more prepared for the snow. They have all these beautiful underground malls and underground all that, so you can really get out of the cold. But and it's so much.
You're not forced to deal with the frigidness.
I just imagine myself spending all my time in the lobby.
Yes,
in the warm.
Yes, in the warm. Like I don't want to go.
Yeah, I was talking to a colleague and I was telling her about MLK ski weekend and she looked at me like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Okay." I said, "Well, let me help you."
It's been going on for like a lot of years.
Totally,
and didn't D Macon start that?
I think so.
And I graduated cast with him, so it's been almost 2 decades.
It's been a long time.
It's a few, just drops in the bucket.
But when I was telling her, I was like, she asked me the same thing, and I said, when I went once, but I had such a phenomenal time. I actually met. That's what actually kind of sparked this whole travel bug that I have now. But I met people there. We had 2 chalets. So about 30 of us together, carpooled all the way down or whatever. We did a whole meetup and did breakfast and, fellowship together, get to know one another. And then we kind of split off from that to know who's going to go in what chalets. But I was explaining to her, like, when you get there, it's so serene. There's no, your cell phone barely works unless you're in a certain part of the house.
Oh, how I would love that.
No.
They have direct TV. Because can't no Comcast coming out there. And then, but even when you get to the slopes, it's just the hustle and bustle, people getting back and forth from the ski slopes to the toboggans and all this, so that's really all you see. But then inside like Tam said, inside the thing, you can literally see somebody going down.
Yeah, I could just watch them all.
Yeah.
Now I could do that. I could do that, but in the warmth, in front of a fireplace.
I could just watch
in front of the fireplace
with my cute coat on.
Now, I've never heard of this place. It's in New Zealand. It's called Auckland.
Yeah, Auckland.
Auckland. And they say, why go December to February? May be the priciest and most crowded time to visit, but the city's 70-degree weather and calmer winds are ideal for adventurous pursuits like bungee jumping and skydiving.
Yeah, New Zealand's beautiful, and it's their summer right now. So
yes, that's right.
Okay. Yeah,
so this is definitely where we want to go.
Yeah. Right?
Definitely where we're
going. Jumping, nothing.
That's
no,
also
I'm
like
not
a
doing
24-hour flight. Oh, like because you're talking like flying to Australia.
Yeah, to Australia. Yeah, that is. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
hours flying.
I'm gonna need a whole.
But it sounds
Seville, Spain.
I just feel like when you take those
Spain,
type of trips, you
have
to go a while.
We have talked about Barcelona. It was one of the things we talked about this year. Unfortunately, there's a little, unrest in Barcelona right now with the, whole attempting to kind of secede from Spain. So we're like, maybe Barcelona's a different year.
Yeah,
different year.
Yeah.
Like, I would really like to avoid civil war anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yes.
Anywhere.
So we're trying to find a spot that's not going through tragedy right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would cause stress. Which was what we're trying to alleviate.
Right.
I'm thinking. Yeah. That's a whole nother level of stress.
Architecture, the art.
No, we don't want that. We're going to avoid that. Then it's Rio de Janeiro in Brazil.
Oh, beautiful.
Definitely.
Rainforest.
Serengeti National Park.
Oh, Serengeti.
Oh, God. How did I do that? I'm sorry.
That's it. Yeah, the Serengeti. That is always been on my list.
Definitely
safari.
Serengeti.
Yeah.
I would love to do something like that.
My son is actually, my oldest is in South Africa right now.
Wow.
And so they're doing like Cape Town. And But they have been on safari for the first couple of days. I'm getting pictures of like giraffes strolling by.
Oh, that's
awesome. Nice.
That is such a bucket list thing for me.
Yes, that is awesome.
The Serengeti National Park from January to March. The Tanzanian national parks and Tanzanian, and I have a friend. Him and his wife is from Tanzania, and so they go over there a lot, But their national park is grasslands of wildlife havens, and daytime highs generally stay around the low 80s, and then rain showers are not as prevalent, and animals come to breed, meaning you have many chances to spot creatures in and around. Wow. So that is like a place that you definitely have to go. Get on the go to the Serengeti National Park.
I need that list. This whole list.
I give it to you. Yes.
Right?
Then in Hawaii, the Big Island.
Yep.
Of course. It says that that's one of the best places for a winter vacation. And I think I'll just do two more because the list really goes on.
Okay.
I'm going to say this. And so I'm just going to say this, and then the disclaimer is I'm not cursing.
Okay.
But it's fuck it, Thailand.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no other way for me to say that. I tried.
Yeah.
I could say pahukit, but I don't think that's what it is.
Look, can I see that word?
Yes, you can. It's Phuket. Wow. Thailand. And this place is known encounter higher prices at hotels and rub elbows with more tourists, but winter visits to Phuket, Thailand features several pros. You'll avoid monsoon season, experience 90-degree weather, perfect for lounging on the beach, and check out sites, and check off a few sites off of your bucket list.
It's supposed to be spectacular, like paradise.
Sounds like
I have the most amazing thing that would be funny to say, and I'm not going to say it. So if you want to take it off your bucket list, you can. So, and then the last one is, I think it's Tapai.
Yeah.
Tapai. Winters are relatively mild, but Taiwan's capital city offers multiple ways to warm up during chilly winter nights. Tea houses throughout Tapai serve must-try hot teas. And I love tea. Oh, I have to go.
And it's one of those places you never think to go. Like,
right.
Are you like Taiwan? I'm like, you know what? It's beautiful.
Yeah. I love it. And then they have thermal hot springs. Thermal hot springs they have.
Oh, nice.
And I think I would love that.
I did that in Aspen, and they are... They have all these minerals and stuff in there.
Yes.
And it's because the snow is falling.
Oh, yes.
You are in this hot, bubbly bath. And
yes.
all the salts
it
and
does.
days. And
gotta go.
That's what you need.
when you get on the go, and I can't believe this time, I've truly enjoyed myself talking to these amazing women from Brandy Shelton. I love her. It's funny because I know she thinks one way, but you never know how you're perceived to other people. Mm. And what I know for certain is that you are a person that will and shall enjoy life to the fullest, but it's because you think about everything, and most people don't, because you seem to be kind of analytical, but you're always thinking about every little thing. But it's weird because there's still stuff that you miss, and then that's when the people come in. I'm serious. That's where your partners come in. But you have an absolute joy. The D-Loft is the place, one of Detroit's most amazing hidden gems that is speared by 4 phenomenal women who did this thing in like 48 hours. And when you get to see it, and when you have your events...
That wasn't a story.
No, that's a story.
I politely deleted them from my box.
That's a story, because most people don't know how to decide and make and jump off the edge. We were talking about jumping off the edge. You have to do it. You never know. Yeah, I mean, you might fail. Yeah, you might. But what if you jump off and you fall right into the thing that you was purposed to do?
Inboxing me and saying, "I wish I had said yes when you called me."
See, and I said that. We talked about that earlier. It was so many things that I wish because I was scared of failing or whatever, and I didn't do.
Yeah.
And then after I didn't do it, I was like, man, I really wish I had did that.
Yeah. What if you jump and you just so happen to succeed?
And that was Nicole's point.
That was I don't want to look back on my life and be like, wow, I am so glad we played it so safe.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, what's the fun of that?
I would rather get to the end of my life with skinned knees and a few scars and some great stories.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm always look at the glass half full anyway. I just do. It's almost like, why am I being pessimistic about the situation when I could just really be happy with the outcome?
Mm-hmm. Right. You can.
Might as well.
Last thoughts. I'm going to go around and just something to give the listeners for the new year. Something that you feel, maybe something that you learned or something that you feel would just truly help change the trajectory of someone's life just based off how they're thinking. Mm-hmm. So I'll start this way.
I think for me this year it's been stepping off the edge. Is just finding that thing that you're interested in. And just stepping, even if it's the smallest step. It's not starting with the marathon. It could be starting with a 5K. But just take the step.
How about the block? Walk around the block.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can climb back up on the porch.
You can. Yeah.
There's, you can always go back.
Yeah.
You can always go back. But but people, I wish I said yes when it's too late. It's too late.
Yes.
So as long as you're living, you can always go back. Yeah. But at least try it. Give it a good faith try, especially if it's something you're curious about. Yeah. Just step off the edge.
Love it.
I think I would definitely have to say, for me, it has been just being able to say no. And I don't mean that in any negative way at all. But I used to jump at the opportunity of anything if anybody asked. And it was just like, oh, yeah. Even if I didn't know if I could make it or do it. And then I find myself having a little bit of anxiety because I can't. So now I take the time to just, even if I can do it, do I want to? And good. Take that time for me, because my time is important for me to just spend time with me, no matter what I'm doing. Saying yes to the right things. Exactly. So, just being able to say no is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to reject some things that are not comfortable for you at that time.
That's good.
Yeah.
So for me, this year more than anything is just becoming more what my keywords are non-negotiable. What I want to do for myself, traveling, gaining my level of exposure, what I feel comfortable with, and then also knowing that if I'm saying that I'm non-negotiable on these things, not letting anything or anybody step in my way of achieving what I know for me is non-negotiable. That is spending time with my kids. That is increasing what I do for my clients. That is my travel, because that is my only out, so to speak, because sometimes I don't take the kids. It's my guilty pleasure. But when I say that I'm non-negotiable, and I really have a goal that's set high on my list. And as one of my friends says, planting your feet firm, digging real deep, and not letting anybody shake you from that decision.
That's good.
If that is your goal and you want to be non-negotiable, that's what you have to do every day.
Like that.
So that's what I do.
Well, mine definitely 2018 is self-love, because too many times I've not, and it's very easy because I am a love child. I used to be embarrassed because so many people made me feel just like, you just always love, you're always forgiving, you're always this. That's just who I am, and I unapologetically am that. Yeah. I just love people, and I love hard. So when I get hurt, I hurt hard, but it's okay because that's still who I am. Right. But when you love hard, like I do, and just have a natural love for people, all people. It doesn't matter who the people, blue, white, green, short, tall, it doesn't matter. You tend to always make yourself last without knowing. And so 2018 for me, and what I want all of the listening audience to do, please have a very, very wonderful new year. But allow the new year to cause you to have self-love. Having self-love is not being selfish. And that's what I always thought. And it's not. Having self-love means that you love other people enough to make sure that you're okay, so that you can be the best for the other people who are going to need you. Yeah. So please make sure that you do that. Please give us your tags, how we can find you. Miss Nicole BOPP.
Instagram is the best place to find me, and I am there under Midlife Model. And my last name is Nicole BOPP, BOPP.
And the D-Loft, how can we find you guys?
The D-Loft on all social media outlets is the D-Loft. That's THED Loft. And, of course, by email, again, that is the D-Loft as well. And we can also be reached by phone. That is 313-879-0750.
And that's the DLoft@gmail.com if you want to email them.
Correct. And please email. Please email.
Please email. First, then call. I thank just the beautiful women that have been surrounding me, Brandy Shelton, Tamara, and I know I'm not going to say the last name because that's part of her alias, so we'll keep that on the low. And then the beautiful midlife model, actress, and writer for TBD magazine, Nicole BOPP. I thank you guys so much for being on the go with me. Please know, sow love and show love, because there's someone who needs you exactly the way you are. Until next year, not next week, have a very safe, prosperous new year. Until next time.